Hey everybody, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2013 Lincoln MKT, we're going to be checking out the Swagman XC2 platform style bike rack. So first impression of the rack on the back of the Lincoln, I think it looks all right. It's a really convenient way to carry around a couple of bikes. That way you can keep them outside of your MKT and keep it nice and comfortable on the inside for all your other passengers. With that said, this does a pretty good job of keeping everything held down and secure. If I move this around, the rack has a little bit of movement in it there, but that's pretty typical. No movement at all where your bike is though. And that's because it's going to have a frame hook here, which forces your bike down into the wheel cradles, which are these right here. And so that's how it's going to be held down. So super simple. Anyone can figure this out, With that said, let's go ahead and take our bike off the rack so we can check it out. So what you want to do, there's a few different ways people like to do this. Here's what I found works best for me. You want to hold on to your bike, push on this lever there. And what I like to do is just take this off completely and just kind of set it out of the way. Then you can grab the bike and just slide it out. Be careful here, because you don't have a ton of space. And this is going to vary from bike to bike. Our pedal, we have a few inches there. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to get carried away and hit the back of your car. But we'll go ahead and work this right on out. Something that we do need to think about is how much more space this is going to take up on the back of your Lincoln. That way, you kind of got an idea of when you're pulling into a small garage or maybe even a tight parking spot. And it looks like the furthest point's going to be the frame hook here. So we'll just go from the Lincoln symbol there to the very edge. And it looks like it's going to be about 23 inches. So honestly, relatively compact and shouldn't give you too many issues. So one of the big questions people do ask us is if you're still going to be able to get into the back of your Lincoln whenever you have the bike rack on. Now, whenever you have bikes on here, you're not going to be able to open up the hatch. But whenever you have the rack unloaded, you are going to be able to get in. And you can just fold this center piece down. So we have a pin there, you can pop that out. And that's going to give us all the room that we need to open up our MKT and get anything we might need in and out of the back. One of the things that is really nice about this one is how compact it can be. Whether you're leaving it on the back of your MKT for a while, or you're ready to take it off maybe for the winter time and put it up in storage or something. And I say it because it does fold up almost like a suitcase, really. So if you were to pull these pins out, these arms can swing up, and you lock them back in. And it makes it pretty small, honestly. I mean, compact enough to where it really doesn't take up all that much space on the back of your Lincoln. Or like I said, in the off season, you can pull it out of the hitch and throw this up on a shelf, and it's not going to take up a bunch of space. So moving down here, the rack's going to work with those 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube openings like we have here today on our Lincoln, but can also work with the smaller 1.25 by 1.25 hitches. So if you happen to have another vehicle in the household, chances are pretty good. It's good to work with it. This is going to come with an anti-rattle bolt. And what that's going to do is eliminate any slop or play there in the connection point. And this is particularly important, especially in a Lincoln. You want that nice quiet ride on the inside. And that anti-rattle bolt's really going to help with that. So kind of give you an example. Let's say if we're going down the road hitting some bumps, you can see that the rack is going to move with our MKT and not on its own. So if you're anything like me, you always want to see the product you're interested in actually working or in action. So why don't we go ahead, load up a couple of bikes, take this out on the test course, and see how it does.
Here in our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us a side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole, or driving over uneven pavement. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be like driving in and out of a parking lot or a garage or a driveway at the curbside.
And that'll finish up our look at of the Swagman XC2 platform style bike rack on our 2013 Lincoln MKT.